What's up, guys? Happy Wednesday. Hope this video finds you well. Wanted to pick up on our conversation from last week a little bit and keep thinking about what is prayer and what does that look like. Last week we said, look, prayer is this conversation with God where I'm expressing to God all the things that I'm feeling, all the things that I'm thinking, and I'm also waiting and I'm listening for Him to respond back to me. So it's this conversation that happens all the time. And we looked at the Lord's Prayer and the way that Jesus teaches us how to pray. And I keep thinking that sometimes we just make it so much more complicated than it has to be. And I feel like there's times where we have this pressure to say really specific things or to make it sound really eloquent and poetic. And in the end, it feels like we just need to say what we need to say. And it doesn't matter how it sounds, and it doesn't matter how long it is. Sometimes I love listening to children pray because it's always super simple. And a lot of times it's just one line because sometimes that's all you need to say. And I feel like God's perfectly okay with that. And if you think about the way that you and I communicate all the time, I mean, we're constantly texting our friends or we're DMing our friends and we're just saying one sentence things. Maybe it's not even a full sentence. And prayer can be just like that. It can just be, God, I really need you right now to help me know what to do. God, would you really help my grandma who's sick? Like, these are just really simple things that happen constantly. So I want you to think about this. What if you integrated prayer in the pattern of just your regular everyday life? What if the things that you do every day, whether it's folding clothes or it's doing the laundry, or if it's doing the dishes, or if it's like playing Legos with your younger sibling or just playing Legos because it's fun. What if prayer becomes integrated in that process? And every towel that I fold and every cup or dish that I wash and every Lego that I put in place, if that just symbolizes one piece of my prayer, one person that I'm praying for, one thing that I'm asking God to do something about. Prayer can be that simple. What if it's going up the stairs in your house every day, and every time that you go up the stairs in your house, you're trying to be mindful of God, and how can I be thankful to God today? So I'm just going to tell God what I'm thankful for. God, thank you for your love. Thank you for being with me. Thank you for my church. And when I go down the stairs, I think about all the things I want to pray for. God, can you be with the doctors and nurses as they're helping us fight this virus? God, can you help my friend come to know who you are? I mean, there's just constantly, so what would that look like? These are just everyday, mundane tasks in our life, but they can turn into prayer because prayer really is that simple. So in the regular things that we do all the time, we can ask God to be a part of those things. Like every single task that we do, we can be in conversation with God. And then when we run out of conversation topics and we're not exactly sure what to pray, we can always go back to the Bible. There's so many prayers in the Bible that we can just pray as our own prayer. And we did that last week with the Lord's Prayer, and I want to use another prayer out of the book of Ephesians this week and show you what this looks like. So this is a prayer that Paul prays for the church in Ephesus, and this is what he says, and this is what I want to pray for you today. So as I'm reading this, I am thinking about you guys, and I'm thinking about how I miss being with you, and I wonder how your life's going. And I know that this time has caused interruptions and maybe a little chaos, and so as I read this prayer, I'm going to pray it for you. And this is exactly the way the Bible can guide our prayers sometimes. So this is in Ephesians, it's chapter 3. I'm going to start in verse 14. And this is Paul's prayer that I'm going to pray for you. It says, "For this reason, I kneel before the Father, from whom every family in heaven and on earth derives its name. I pray that out of his glorious riches, he may strengthen you with power through his Spirit in your inner being, so that Christ may dwell in your hearts through faith. And I pray that you, being rooted and established in love, may have power, together with all of God's holy people, to grasp how wide and how long and how high and how deep is the love of Christ. And to know this love that surpasses knowledge, that you may be filled to the measure of all the fullness of God. So I pray that you are blessed this week. I pray that you kind of rediscover some of the power of prayer in your life, and that you are able to sense the presence and the closeness of Christ in you and with you this week. So love you guys. I can't wait to see you again soon, and hope that your week ends well.